Hello, everybody, and I'm sorry for the unusual time. I first wanted to say that I'm safe and that I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my soul, for your kind wishes, for your get well wishes, and I just really, really appreciate all your concerns and of course, your kind donations towards our journey to try to escape the war zone and go back to the United States where I have my children. It's not easy. Um, Being in a war zone is like being in a big mess. There's nothing really organized. There's not a lot of information. There are a lot of uncertainties, and unfortunately, um, we have a lot of things here: belongings, a car, medical treatment. We have a life here for now, and just escaping without anything, even the flight tickets. Just so you know, the United States government is willing to evacuate its citizen, though they state that we have to, at some point when we get back, pay back for these flight tickets, which I understand. But then you're going to have to rent a house and get brand new furniture or old furniture, it doesn't matter, and appliances and start over. And while you left things behind. So the situation, the physical situation is very uncertain. Is it's chaotic. Like you just sit back and events unfolding in front of you. But I appreciate you. So once we get to our goal, we might be able to make that switch and move. Of course, we got to get free flight tickets. There are hardly any flights. We can take a boat, but it's to Europe, and then we'll have to be on our own in Europe. We don't have much money. I am disabled. Most of my time I spend helping others spiritually. So it's a tough situation. There's families here behind that we're leaving, so you feel like you're leaving them to suffer. There's a lot of things going on here, and why I'm telling you that, spiritually, and I know it sounds not fair with the victims and with those who go through a lot right now, but that's everybody's journey is different. Spiritually, I've never been more uplifted. When I wrote in my book, and if some of you saw my interview on Next Level Soul, I said that I see in the near future very, very bad sides of war. And I knew that I'm going to be in the middle of it. And it's going to be things that the whole world's going to talk about. Now they're talking that this is going to spread into a regional war, possibly world war. Terrible, right? However, I saw it. I saw it coming. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of vibrations in the universe and energies. And energies and vibrations, um, frequencies of vibrations can manifest themselves to either um, natural disasters, horrible earthquakes, tsunamis, and of course, wars. It's stuff that we have to go to parallel with our physical life. Sometimes we don't understand. My child asked me from America, he said, Dad, why are these bad people trying to kill other people and why are people killing him? And I told him, son, don't even worry about it right now. Think about positivity. Think about how to help people. How you're going to do amazing for society. And this is why I wanted to read you today a chapter from my book that I resonate with today. And this is also my way to vent, my way to not try to find out what's going on my way to take a pause from. I just heard a loud explosion outside. Take a pause from the sirens and the rockets and seeing my wife's face, and knowing that she doesn't have to go through this. None of us have to go through this. But spiritually speaking, that's our journey. That's our journey. We go through the same events together, and it's almost like, and this is what they talk about when they say twin flames. Like our souls are connected in almost every major event in such short time, and it's like the suffering or the challenges or anything we go through in our body journey, we go through it together. And the same thing goes on a soul journey. But we are in a reality right now that is dangerous. Is dangerous for the body. And I saw it coming, but I saw it also as a huge spiritual awakening. Like from these events that we're experiencing now, and I'm right in the middle of it. These events are going to develop and spread into something massive that is going to change our consciousness for us automatically. Meaning, like, even those who haven't woken up yet spiritually, they'll be forced to wake up spiritually. They'll be forced to wake up spiritually. And I'm not saying this to intimidate or to, it's not about that. It's not whether it will be scary or dangerous or violent. It's just going to be something that is going to remind us who we are. And I've seen it in my visions. I've seen it in my visions when I lived in the United States, when I first started realizing that I inherited these abilities, these psychic abilities, this knowledge, and my purpose. When I first spiritually awakened, I seen it in my visions, how the skies are red, and how all people have left to do is good things, is kind things. We're in a war zone. However, we need to sneak out from time to time to get groceries and to get stuff outside. And I'm telling you, the streets are so quiet. All of a sudden, people are not arguing. People are not angry. People are not talking about things that are irrelevant. People are not jealous. People don't harm other people. I'm talking within the community here. Everybody is willing to help. Everybody's smiling unconditionally for free just to cheer you up because they know what you're going through, they're going through. It's almost like what happened with COVID. The whole world was united under apparently fighting this invisible virus, right? So everybody was almost had the same codes, and they put all the problems aside, and they knew that life comes first, and they take things under perspective. And that's pretty much what we're going through here now. I'm seeing people being really, really, really spiritual, almost forced to be spiritual. It's almost like they prioritize their life differently. Like, life doesn't last. Let's just live it the best way we can. And I don't wish anybody to be in a war zone, or those who've been in the war zone know, like, you take things under perspective, not just physical things, because when you're in a war, you can lose your physical pleasures within an instant. Just long-term power goes off for weeks, months, water goes off, everything. Then you don't enjoy your physical pleasures. You just stick to what makes you happy. You stick to your spiritual strength. So physical perspective is nothing. Spiritual perspective is what you want to know. Is you want to know, like, why these things happening. Like, you have to find a reason. What can you contribute to that? I'm supposed to be terrified right now and stressed, and I'm not going to lie to you. There's still ego. I'm still a human being. There are moments when I look at my wife and I hear the blast and the sirens and see her, it does pinch the heart. I just look at the big picture and I understand that this is not against us. What we go through is not against us. And all of this is in the middle and right after I had a second back surgery. And in between, I'm helping souls, and it's like I'm manifesting and all these major things happening in my life. And in a way, I feel honored to be tested and trialed the way I do. I don't let these things bother me. And this is my first spiritual victory. You don't let your challenge bother you to a point when they defeat you. Because, and I'm going to read you this chapter really quick, if you don't mind. We live in a world that is deeply interconnected, where the actions of one person can have a ripple effect on countless others. For example, I'm in Israel right now. What happened 9 days ago, that massacre against innocent people and kidnapping innocent people, that evil act, that evil choice that these souls had to do what they did, their actions had a ripple effect on the whole world, who's now united for life, united for helping, united for showing solidarity, which is a very important thing for the soul. You want to be sad in somebody else's sadness. Not really sad, but you want to understand them and turn their sadness into happiness, but cheer them up. It's an amazing deed, so powerful. People don't realize. They ask me like, "What should I do? Should I do more for others, or should I do more for God, or for whatever they believe?" And I said, "Do more for others, because that's what God would want you to do. He doesn't need anything from us. He's perfect. The source, the internal light, where we come from, the creator, if you would, is perfect. He doesn't have needs. We have needs because we are in this body. Our soul doesn't have needs. When we are in our physical body, we have needs, also known as ego. Again, ego is the need to receive for yourself over the need to give. So when you show solidarity with other people, your soul gives. You give out something that it's more than money can buy. When you bless somebody, when you pray for someone, when you're there for someone in their hardest, toughest moment, there will be a lot more than just giving them money. So I said, we live in a world that is deeply interconnected, where the actions of one person can have a ripple effect on countless others. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the suffering and injustice that exists in our society. As a sensitive and empathetic person, I've always felt deeply affected by the pain of others. You know, some of us really feel the pain of others, and it hurts us almost just as much as it hurts them. That means that we let our soul play a leading role in our life, decide what's right, what's just, where our minds should be, what our bodies should do, and not the other way around. It is natural for me to want to reach out and help those who are neglected and ignored by society. There are a lot of them. However, I have come to understand that true peace cannot be achieved through external actions alone. And listen to this, it's important in your own spiritual journey. While it is important to fight for justice and help those in need, it is equally important to take care of our own well being and find inner peace. You can never help those in a battlefield who need help while you yourself is the one needing help. Do you know what I mean? You can't give from yourself until you're complete. Always remember. Unconditional giving, true giving, you only do when you complete, because then you give for good reasons, with good intentions, and you give for the right purpose. Don't give to brag about it after. Don't give so other people saw or see you as somebody who gives, and then it also feeds your ego. Give when you are complete. And when you are complete, only give from a place that you know something was taken from you. You know that you shed another layer of your ego. That's inner peace. For me, finding inner peace has been a journey of self discovery and reflection. It has meant taking the time to understand my own emotions, my own triggers, my own responses to the suffering of others. It has meant learning to listen to my own needs and finding ways to take care of myself in the midst of a world that often feels overwhelming. When you feel for others, when you have a beautiful, loving soul, you sometimes give or help or do for others and you forget yourself in the process. Like I said, give when you are full, give when you are complete. A teacher in first grade even will not be a teacher until that teacher is educated himself or herself and has gone through proper training to teach. When you want to spiritually help someone and you yourself are lacking some fundamentals in as far as inner peace goes, then yes, you help other people, but you're giving from yourself, and at the same time, in the process, you're dimming your own light, if you know what I mean, because it's an individual journey. We have to discover self. We have to dive deep into the consciousness of the physical, reach down and hold on, shake hands with your soul, and drag it from the depth of your body and let it illuminate you and lead you in your journey. So let's see where I'm at. But finding inner peace has also been a source of strength and resilience for me. It has given me the ability to approach the fight for justice with a clear mind and a steady heart. Again, when you are full yourself, when you are awakened yourself, you can help others and you can enlighten and do amazing things because you have a clear mind. When I come to a session with a person with a soul, I don't read their letters before. I get a lot of letters because of some podcasts that I did in the past and this Facebook page. So, and the fact that I do counseling, that's what I do every day, all day. Spiritual counseling, it is. The souls that are meant to message me, they message me these letters and how they didn't even mean to message me, but something told them to, and they just bumped into my video exactly the day that they needed to, and a lot of stories. And I tell my wife, don't read me their emails. I'm already waiting on them on their soul journey. I want to have a clear mind when I speak to them. I want to connect. I don't want to come with any stories, anything in the back of my head that I need to recite or remember. I don't have any structure to what I do. That's called spiritually clear mind. You are your own guru. You can connect, you can meditate. See what I'm doing right now? I told my wife, we can have sirens any second right now. We're gonna have to run to shelter. And I told my wife, let me meditate. And my version of meditating is doing this right now with you. Because I know whether you watch it live, I don't know the time difference. I don't even know what time it is in the US where I'm from, but people can watch it after. When I speak to you about these things, in the midst of chaos, I'm talking about inner peace. Some people can have a wonderful, normal, quiet life, but still not find inner peace. Connecting to your soul, waking up spiritually, having consciousness, spiritual consciousness, that's also another word for inner peace. Inner peace is not just not worry about my troubles. Inner peace is knowing who you are, where you came from, what you're supposed to do here, and where are you going afterwards. In many ways, the journey towards inner peace has mirrored my journey towards social justice. It has been a process of learning, growing, and taking action. It has been a journey of recognizing we are all connected and that the suffering of one person is the suffering of us all. You know you are a light, you know another soul is a light. Find ways that the souls like to connect. It's the only way you'll be real connected to a person. Don't connect because you need something. Don't connect because you're attracted to them. Don't connect because they're funny. Connect because you want your soul to almost merge with them. And the way to do it is through kindness, is through unconditional giving, is through being there when they really need you. It's being there for them when your ego tells you otherwise. It's giving from a place that you feel something was taken from you. It's shedding off all the physical masks. Let's see. As I continue to fight for justice and help those in need, I commit to also taking care of myself and finding my own inner peace. Now, when I say fighting for justice and helping those in need, I don't always mean like strangers or just, pray for the world or others. No. Sometimes a lot of people ask me, I'm a good soul, but I'm in a very toxic relationship, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And I just suffer. I don't know how to get out. I know I'm more than that, and I'm with that person who refused to listen to me. And so I said, he's the one in need of your light. You'll know when to leave, how to leave. And of course, I'm not talking in cases where the relationship is criminal or violent or anything like that. I'm talking about people who's having relationships, for example, where they feel like the other side is not on the same page. And I said, they need you to add them to the page. Sometimes when we find injustice, it's because we're supposed to correct it and chase justice. To do that, we need a clear mind. And by the way, metaphysically speaking, this is an angelic task. Angels sometimes operate us. When we come in reincarnations, a lot of people think that when I reincarnate, it simply means that I just come here to correct myself from previous life. Wrong. Some old souls, and I can proudly even say it about myself and all people who've been talking to me one-on-one. Old souls, we almost do assignments for angels. We're supposed to be in other people's lives in situation. We know in our soul contract that's what was supposed to happen. And it takes us a while. We wake up, we know, we understand our environment and why we're here. We make decisions prior to spiritual priority and not ego, physical priority, meaning we're awakened. And after we awaken, our task is to spread the words to others, or to try to inspire others, not to tell others what to do. We don't tell any soul what to do. That's for you to do, and that's for your journey. We just want to enlighten the journey. We want to be like street lights, if you would. Hey, there is a journey out there. Go find it. So that's pretty much it. And together we can create a more just and compassionate world. Justice and compassion have to go together, especially towards ourselves. Most of the things I told you here are towards you. Have to forgive yourself. You can't judge yourself. What happened in the past, it's like you play a game and you lost a round and you keep wanting to be stuck in that round that you lost. No, you play another round hoping to win. We cannot dwell on our mistakes because this is what the ego does. The ego is the power to let you dwell on mistakes and feel bad for yourself and feel sorry for yourself, and you are in prison. You cannot grow out the ego because the ego is also a powerful spiritual force. It's not a person. It's not just a crave for materialism. It's not just a crave for self attention. The ego is a very, very, very powerful spiritual power, exists in this world only. And in its power is to do whatever it wants to tamper with people's mind in their most vulnerable spots. So when you watch it from the ego, when you feel like your most vulnerable spot is being tampered, is being, somebody's trying to get you out of your element, then know that that's the ego, and arise above that as a soul. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm sorry I was late. Like I said again, we are in a war zone. I want to just talk on behalf of my wife, who's got a child here, and mommy's worry for her little 6-year-old is something I don't want to interfere with, or and I want to validate it. And she's worried, and she does watch the news. It's going to get intense. I mean, if you're from the States and you open Fox News, it's 24/7. It's covered just as much as 9/11 was, just as much as, I mean, just as much, if not more. Because there's a lot of people from the world involved, and we are in almost biblical times. We are to a point when we are going to understand that there's some spiritual strength in within us and so much spiritual heroism that we were never aware of because the ego was too busy blinding us with a newer car, with a nicer house, with gossiping on this, with dating that, with watching this and watching that, and here that game and I mean, there's tons of things that took a lot of our energies instead of looking at the big picture. Once you find your purpose in life, you are now no longer a driver. You're a passenger. There is a destination. There's a beautiful view outside. Trust who's behind the wheel and go with life. We are eternal soul. The lessons that you learn here will just make you a higher soul in the world to come. When you come back here reincarnated, you will be able to do amazing things because you've experienced it. So pay attention to things that are happening in our world. Pay attention to major things that come out of nowhere. There's a higher force that's speaking to us. And I'm in the middle of this war, and part of me is like, hey, I am I'm honored to witness that. I saw it happening. I know I'm supposed to be here. Is it scary? To my body, yes, not to my soul. I don't want to go before my time, but I also know that my time is my time. And right now, we're also not trying to provoke faith. There's a lot of people that need me in America, and my wife. And as you can tell, I'm in the house here that we just got into. Everything is packed with furniture and appliances. A lot of it is new stuff. A car, bank accounts, medical stuff, doctors, whatever. And we can flee in any day now and leave everything behind. That's why we wanted to request if you could share our GoFundMe um, page on your page. I never usually ask things like that. I don't talk about money ever. I don't talk about physical things. But I think that this is a chance maybe to give back a little bit for the amount of time that I helped hundreds of people, hundreds, almost 1,000, who needed help in their own personal wartime, in their own personal life. And right now it's us. I'm in the eye of the storm. I know I need to be strong. I am strong. But you have to remember, the higher your soul and consciousness, the tougher the challenge. The ego will get you when it hurts you the most. And even if you're so high in spirituality, then it will attack you physically or try to break you in other ways. And this is not because it's something evil, it's not against us. It's in order to test us and balance everything in the universe. So I'm going to have to say goodbye. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you learned a good lesson about self love. And I'm going to just thank you for your comments. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Beth. Liz said again, sending so much love and light to you all. My biggest fear as a parent is my kids experiencing this thing. Yep. And you have my deep empathy for what's going through this. Parents help their children connect with their shared spirituality and not be afraid. You know, when you reflect spirituality to your children, when they just can see it in your eyes. When your children see you happy, they automatically get happy, and vice versa. So with our children, we have such a telepathy that we can all work on, almost like when twin flames have telepathy. You just have to really just feel it yourself and you illuminate. Okay? If I have a phone in my pocket and that phone is on and I'm in a dark room, like somebody knows I'm there, will know I'm there because it's in my pocket and the screen's on. And the same thing, like your children's souls will be able to see that your soul is happy because they're so innocent. They crave happiness. They want to always play. They don't want scary things. They don't want bad things. They want to be taught well. They just want to be kids and have fun. Ask any child, what do you want? To have fun and be happy. Okay, so you have to project it to your kids. It's not even about talking to them about that, but it's really looking at them just like you looked at them the day they were born. The same stare, the same love, the same snuggle, the same. They feel that. They feel that. They will feel that in your voice. They will feel that in the intensity of your hugs. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Tell them, teach them all the things that money can never buy. And you will see how they'll grow under your light and with your light and develop their own light that illuminate outside. Because nowadays, the only light kids see, unfortunately, is the light of their smartphones and all the games in it, and videos and TikTok and whatnot. You have to, and everybody can do what they want, of course. It's not my journey to decide. But with my kids, if I was with them right now, of course, I'm in the war zone. I'm trying to go back. With my kids, I share when I'm around them. I just give them a lot of insights and stories and morals and spiritual stuff when they're like stunned because nobody teaches them that anymore. They're like, wow, he's speaking on the soul and not about this football game that happened. Like, you have to do it with your kids because your kids have it built in. Your kids crave it. When they get adults, the ego takes over and then we're just more possessive. But kids are kids. They're free, they're innocent, they're wild. And whatever you project to them, they will adopt. So thank you guys so much for this live session. I appreciate again your prayers, your support. Feel free to ask me any question before I leave if you have any. I know it's a little unusual time and we started 5 minutes late, but I hope that people that wake up in America or come back from work tonight in America or around the world, of course, will be able to watch that video and resonate with some of that. So if you have any questions, and by the way, when I do these lives from here, from this software, I'm able to invite people to go on the camera if they want to and ask questions and maybe seek for spiritual advice, which of course I will give you for absolutely free and with a lot of light and a lot of love. And you know, this page has never been a business. It's nothing commercial. It's nothing like that. I always tell my wife, I said, I'm supposed to meet the souls that I'm supposed to meet. I'm supposed to help the souls that I'm supposed to help. My soul contract is known. The details I have to find out with this physical body, with this physical mind, with these physical eyes. I know there is a contract, but I'm now looking for the letters with everything that happens in my life. So, and you should do the same because it's the same for everyone. Your contract is written. Now, do you want to look at your events in your life as the letters in the contract? Or you're going to think like, okay, I have no contract. I'm just doomed. Everybody's against me. Everything's against me. This is not a strategy. You are putting your soul on hold and you're going to fall into a hole where shadows of the ego will consume you and then you will, just live very miserably. And then you'll have to come back here and do it all over again. And without the consciousness that you had a chance to gain here in this world. Time is ticking, not only physical, the spiritual time is ticking. Okay, there's no time when it comes to the soul, but when the soul is trapped in a physical body, it's obeyed by the physical rules, and the soul has time to do what it's supposed to do, which is to find your purpose. And everybody has a purpose. Even if your purpose is to rescue animals, even if you anything, everybody got different purposes. Sometimes your purpose should be to take care of your elderly mom, and all the way through, like, there's amazing purposes out there that we all have, but we're not really aware of them. We're looking for what feeds our ego instead of what our soul's supposed to do. So if it feels right, if you have the intuition, follow through with that. Doesn't matter what anyone says. If it feels right versus you losing something materialistic or your ego or your pride, and you go with that, then you just missed a stop, a station in your soul journey. And it's not recommended because it's very, very hard to find a way back. You have to have another spiritual awakening or life-changing event. You usually always wake up from a challenge. Challenge will wake us up. Normally, good things will be a product of us awakening and us manifesting good in our life. That means it's a good sign. But most people will wake up to a major challenge. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the even tragedy, how some people call it, the bigger the wake-up call, the bigger the purpose, the more important of the soul you are. If you suffer in this world um, um, without your fault for that suffering, if you just suffer for no reason, know that you have a soul that is very, very, very old and special and came here to battle even bigger forces of ego. This is how it works. Once you do that, it's almost like Superman. You go into the phone booth, you stop feeling bad about yourself, and you start manifesting miracles. Okay, that's what's happened to me. I can tell you that from my own personal experience. So now, for the last time, I had to say goodbye to you guys. I'm connected to every one of you. Those who watch it now live, those that will watch it in 10 years. It doesn't matter. We're all connected. So again, thank you for your prayers, for wishing us safety. And I hope you have a beautiful day of light, love, and spiritual prosperity. Bye-bye.